Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Josh's Vlog Tribe video. I hope you've all had a really good week. I'm just going to sort of jump straight into it today with the topic. During lockdown, we all I imagine, lost contact with people that we used to see a lot, people that we might see regularly. And when we went into lockdown, we lost that point of contact. And I think for me, I almost forgot that the technology existed for to stay in contact, and because I wasn't able to see them, that kind of relationship broke down completely. And not that we weren't friends, but we just didn't have any contact with each other. So towards the end of lockdown, I made a point of contacting people. I made a point of sending messages to those that I hadn't seen for a while, and those people who I want to have that kind of continued relationship and connection with and communication with. Now, with these, it was very hit and miss to those that replied. Some replied straight away, some took a few days to reply, some didn't reply at all. Now, I don't know, I imagine you all know what it feels like to be left on red. That really fills you with feelings of maybe bitterness, anger, sadness, whatever it is. And when someone takes 2 or 3 days to reply, it's my instinct really to, if they take 2 days to reply, I'm going to take 3 days to reply, because that, then they know how it feels. Or if they don't reply at all, you almost want to send them a message that's a little bit snotty or anything. That's like your instincts, or it is for me anyway. And actually, what I was thinking about with this was on the flip side of that. When someone sends me a message to reconnect or to build that relationship again, often I'm doing something, I'm busy, so I say, oh, I'll reply to that a little bit later. And then I forget about it, and then 2, 3, 4 days go by, and suddenly you remember and you go, oh, I forgot to reply to them. And it goes through my mind, is it more awkward to reply now? Do I just leave it and not? Is that better? Or do I reply now? How are they going to feel if I reply 3, 4 days late? Are they going to be angry and sad and feel bitter towards me? Are they going to wait 4 days to reply like I said I would? Are they just going to ignore me completely? Have I done something to ruin that friendship and that relationship and communication because I've left it so long? And then it suddenly got me thinking that actually sometimes I think we feel this about God, that if we've left it 2 or 3 days, that somehow, when we left it 2 or 3 days talking to God and we haven't communicated with him like we used to, or maybe not at all, we haven't ever done that. If we started now, wherever we are in our lives, that if we started that communication for the first time or starting it again, that there's going to be feelings of bitterness and anger from God, that he's not going to reply straight away, that I've got to wait, I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer than someone else might have to because I took too long to start that communication with God, and that he might have those feelings of bitterness. Or maybe he just won't reply at all because I left it too long and I've missed my chance. But this isn't what God is like at all. And this is what I think God wants me to say on this video this week, is that this isn't what God's like at all. God is constantly, in everything we do, trying to communicate with us. He's trying to communicate and talk to us in everything we see, everything we do, everything we hear, everything we take in on a daily basis. God is trying to speak to us through. I've said on previous videos how God can speak to me through, he's spoken to me through Ollie Murs or like football managers talking about football. God is always trying to communicate with us. And when we make that decision, when we choose to turn or just to try and make that communication with God, he's there, he's ready, he's waiting. There's no sense of judgment, there's no sense of anger. He just wants to communicate, and he'll always be there, ready to listen and ready to communicate with us when we make that decision. So there's no feelings of judgment, there's no feelings of I'll have to wait longer because I took too long. God is always ready to communicate. Whether that's a month, a year, 2 years, 10 years, however long it's been since you last spoke to God, or whether you've never spoken to God before in your life, it's never too late. It's never been too long. God is always there. He's always ready, and he's always waiting to open that communication with you and to build that relationship from wherever you are.